What's up? It's Sean Evans here at Odd Shopper, bringing you my favorite CSGO plays for the Underdog Fantasy Slate happening tomorrow for the Blast Premier event. If you are a little bit new to it, do not worry. I will break everything down for you guys, my favorite plays, the series that is happening, and how to go about them. But before we do dive in, make sure you do hit the like and subscribe button down below. That way you guys get notified every time we do post new content for you guys. Do make sure to go ahead and do that. If you are new to CSGO, it is a esports video game, 5 versus 5 first-person shooter, putting two teams against each other. They have one side the counter-terrorists, and then they have the other side the terrorists. The terrorists have the bomb, which they will go on and try to plant on either the A site or the B site, while the counter-terrorists will stay there and try to defend it. And obviously, if the bomb does get planted, they will go to the site where it's planted at and try to defuse it. So it is going to be a little bit of a sweat, no matter how big the favorites are, things like that. But do not worry, I will break every single play down that I do like for you guys. So let's go ahead and let's get into it right now. And as you can see here on the Underdog Fantasy website, here are the esports board that is up for tomorrow for the Blast Premier event. As you can see, we do have two series, which will be Vitality versus OG, and then you have NIP, or Ninjas in Pajamas, versus Astralis, and both of those have 3 picks up for each series. Now, I'll go over the main 3 that I do like, while I just have one in the first series of the day, Vitality versus OG. My 2 favorite plays will be coming from the NIP versus Australis series. Now, first up is going to be Magisk here with his 9.5 headshots on map 1. For the first weekend, and it is a best of 1 series, so we will only be counting the first map. Now, for the headshots, I am going to be playing the under. While he does hold a percentage of 49.6 headshots for the past 3 months, he has not actually had that much success on maps getting headshots. When it's all said and done for the series, he does get a good amount of them. But individually looking at these maps, he has not. In his past 9 maps that he has played before the player's break, he only had 3 different series or 3 different maps out of 12 where he actually was able to hit over 9.5 headshots. More so, he's hitting about 7 to 8 per map right now. And the big thing about Vitality that is going to change up the usage for Magisk Dupree, looking at it, is going to be the addition of Spinks, who is replacing Mistletoe. Obviously, Zaiwu will get his no matter what. He is one of the best players in the CSGO industry. On top of that, though, with Spinks and how much usage he most likely will bring to this, I don't see Magisk hitting either 19.5 kills or even 9.5 headshots on the map that they do play. So for that, I will be sticking with the under of it. And my apologies, I did think it was going to be the second series that has 2, but it's actually the first series, which I do like. And before I get into that second play, make sure you do sign up at Underdog Fantasy if you haven't yet, using the code Stochastic. That way you get double your first deposit. So do not miss out on that. Make sure you do sign up using that code, get double your first deposit. And that just means more money for you to use and hopefully bigger outcomes for your slips. And then moving on to that second pick is actually going to be degster. Sticking with the headshots for it, I like degster over 6 headshots. While he does not hold as high of a percentage as Magisk for his headshots, he's about 34-35%. He's actually been doing pretty well. And with this series of Vitality versus OG, I do see it going the max 30 rounds. And so that's just going to give him more opportunities to hit it. We saw what OG did before the players break. They did have their ups and downs. They are slowly getting into it. And they did use the IEM Rio qualifiers to actually get things rolling. And they've been the most active out of the 4 teams on this slate since returning from the players break. So they are already warmed up. They will push Vitality to the limits. Will they be able to defeat Vitality? I'm not too sure on that, but I do see it going 30 rounds. And I think degster at 6 headshots on map 1 is extremely low for him, especially for what he's been doing. So I like him over 6 headshots while not liking Magisk's under or over 9.5 headshots. And then moving on with the last play, it is going to be Hampus of NIP under 19 kills. Now, Australis has played 4 different series versus NIP since November of 2021. And with NIP, they've only taken 2 maps out of the whole 5 that they've played. So I will be going under with Hampus, while he did have 1 good series to end 2021 versus Australis. The series that they did play this year, he did not do well. NIP as a whole did not do well. Australis ran through them. 16-11 map 1, 16-1 map 2. And on top of that, they are running ES3 tag over ZTR with the core of NIP. And that doesn't really make them better. It doesn't really make them any worse. I think it's basically the same 2 players. But with that, Rez is most likely going to be the one who stands out most of this NIP team. And so Hampus under 19 kills, I do think that's high for him. So I will be sticking with the under of 19 kills. So reviewing the 3 plays that I do like, it's going to be Magisk under 9.5 headshots, degster under or over 6 headshots, and Hampus under 19 kills. There's the 3 main plays I do like. So make sure that you guys do hit that like and subscribe button down below. We'll be back with more videos, breaking down more CSGO Underdog Fantasy plays for you guys. Turn your notifications on, that way you always know when Odd Shoppers post a new video. And if you have yet to sign up at Underdog Fantasy, make sure to use code Stochastic. That way you get double your first deposit, and it's just more money to play with. Other than that, I'm out. Good luck. Have a good one.